I want to get the challenger in TFT in the easiest way possible with the least effort possible. This is basically the new leaf that I've taken up in life, trying to min-max things, you know? I want to be the min-max guy, because I'm a lazy fucker, and that's just how life goes. So, the easiest way to get better at TFT, to me, was to make TFT content. And the easiest way to get better at anything is to make content about the thing. So I learn, you learn. So welcome to the first episode, TFT for Dummies. This is how you play the stage 2, the level 3, the level 4 of the game, as well as level 5. We begin with the strongest comp, stage 2. These will all be level 4 comps, so just look out for that. Although there are 5 people on this board, the Story Weaver gives it the Kale, the 5th champion. So you got Garen, Riven, and Silver for your Story Weaver, and then you add Teemo in there to complement Silver, get 2 trick shots in there. So this comp is practically unbeatable in the early game. You give Garen your tank items, you give Teemo your AP items, you give Silver your AD items. On Kale, you always take Talisman of Speed, and then you put it between your 2 carries in the backline, because she buffs up herself and the adjacent allies next to her directly. This comp itself will easily carry you up until stage 2-7 or 2-5. Probably 2-5 because you will win the first half of stage 2 and then you level to 5. But that'll come late in the video when I explain how you transition to stage 5 and transition out in that into your more traditional 4-cost, 5-cost carry comp. Second strongest we have is a beautiful perfect synergy. These 4 champions complement each other perfectly, as you can see on the left with the traits. All the traits are exactly perfect, no extras, no hangabouts. It's Yorick, Malphite, Darius, and Kiana. Now, it lacks a traditional AP carry. However, Darius does do AP damage, and you can give him any AP items you have to hold for the time being before you can get a Loon or a Zyra or anything that just gives you the AP damage you need. But Kiana's gonna get you 80 damage, and Yorick's gonna get you tank items. It's as simple as that, right? You get Behemoth, you get Duelist, you get Heavily, you get Umbral. The shape of this comp, right, depends on where the Umbral spawns. I'm not sure if the Umbral spawns like this, like how it looks on the screen every time, or if it can spawn on the other side. If it spawns on the other side, then you just mirror this composition over to the other side, and then make sure, but you have to make sure that they're all standing on the Umbral positions to get the Umbral buff and the Execute buff. And the final comp is my old touch, my old personal favorite. It's a very one-cost everything, but I personally like it. It might not win you every round, but it'll win you every round. That makes no sense. But it'll win you every round. It's Garen Jax, gives you Warden, you got Kate and Senna, you got for the snipers, and that leaves you with 2 Ink Shadow for a space to leave for level 5, stage 2-5. Just as important as you start the competition, the first carousel literally dictates the direction that your game is going to go into. So I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. I'm going to tell you the exact items that you should go for on your first carousel if you have no idea what you're playing or what you want to go for. First up, the undeniable best item you can take off a carousel first. It's Cloak. It's a Negatron Cloak. There's nothing better than a cloak you can get. You can build AD items and you can build defensive items. That's all you need. Early game, defensive items do the work. Defensive items are what you need to win the rounds. If you have a tanky front line that their back line with an item cannot cut through, you're gonna win a round no matter what. And a Negatron Cloak is so versatile because there is a wide array of items you can build into both AD and tank. So the number 1 best item you can take from first carousel is a cloak. And it's probably going to be uncontested because nobody knows the tech. Second up, a recurve bow. Recurve bow, same as Negatron Cloak. Except a recurve bow only does AD. AD, more AD. And attack speed actually. But it's a fantastic item. It builds into a wide range of items that are very versatile, like Rageblade and that. Those 2 items are both AD and AP. Thirdly, we got a needlessly large rod. Now, a needlessly large rod usually guides you in the direction of AP. You're gonna play AP if you take a rod. Same with the sword. Rod, sword, third force. Essentially the same item. One's gonna force you into AD, the other's gonna force you into AP. Those 2 are interchangeable. Don't worry about it too much. Gloves. Sporting gloves. Thieves' gloves might be one of the strongest items in the game, especially with it being a silver augment that gives you an unlimited use magnetic remover. So being able to chop and change your gloves every round, fantastic. And the final 4 is just there, right? You got vest, you got chain belt, and you got giant's vest. I say it like that because they're interchangeable. They're tank items. There's nothing left of tank items, you know, frontline items, all they are frontline items. Anything that I've said so far, perfectly fine to take on first carousel. You're gonna look for the cloak, you're gonna look for your bow, your rod, your sword. But if that's not available, the gloves, the belt, and the vest, it's completely fine. Just please, pull out everything is holy. Do not take a Tear of the Goddess, and do not take a spatula, because those suck. And those are the worst items that you can take off the first carousel. It gives you no direction, it gives you no purpose. You're just playing a Moto game basically, like, oh Moto, what you gonna give me? You don't know. So just take what I told you, leave those 2 to the other people, and if you're stuck with just those 2, FF and go next. Thirdly, I'm gonna give you the item tier list. The best items you can build at the start of the game. Slam these items. Plan to get these items, build mice, do whatever you want with these items. Seize the best items. I'm only going to do S and A tier because we only care about the best items. Like B's, B tier items, C tier items, D tier items. We don't care about. We only want S and we only want A. First up, in the S tier items, you got yourself Gargoyle Stoneplate. Now, Gargoyle Stoneplate, fantastic item. It is one of the best defensive items you can get in the game. It gives you tank, armor, and it gives you magic resist. The two things that you need to start the game. No matter what opponent you first, they're probably only gonna have one or maybe two items. Gonna be AD, can either be AD or AP. Gargoyle Stoneplate blocks that perfectly in the early game. Fantastic item. Secondly, you got yourself Morolonomicon. Now, Morolonomicon, again, fantastic item. Not for damage, not for anything like that. It just gives you what you need. Like, it gives you, I believe it gives you a burn or sunder, something like that. It's just a damage over time item. It gives you a great damage over time effect for your units. It's an AP item, but it also gives a little bit of tankiness. So you can whack it on your like Yorick, your Malphite if you want. As long as it's AP tanks, it should be able to burn as well. But more often than not, see backline units like Teemo with a trick shot on Teemo, the splash damage. Darius with his Q ability also does splash damage. It's gonna burn them, it's gonna sunder them. Morolonomicon, an amazing first item to buy. Thirdly, in the S tier, we have ourselves a Rageblade. Similarly to Stoneplate, Rageblade does everything you need. You can put it on your AD carry, you can put it on your AP carry. Rageblade works perfectly fine. Rageblade gives you attack speed and magic damage. Attack speed works on all AD carries, and magic damage obviously works on AP carries. Great first item, slam it every game. You can put it on any of the carries, it does not matter. Kayn, Kai'Sa, they all use it. Fantastic first item. Might be my, that is my go-to starting damage item every single game. Fourth in S tier. Again, there's a common theme of what's going on in the S tier. Giant Slayer. Again, AD item, AP item. Does AD damage, does AP damage. That's what you're looking for on the S tier items. Items that you can slam and build every game no matter what, and put it on any carry that you get in the game, no matter who it is, no matter what you're playing. Giant Slayer, Rageblade, Stoneplate. They're going to work on all of them. Every single one of them. You can build those items every single game and you will see success. You will get top 4s, practically guaranteed. There is 2 more items and you can probably see what team they fit. Or maybe not. No, I'm lying. It's just the same thing. Another S tier item. Hand of Justice. Same thing. AP, AD. But then it also gives you a choice. Not a choice, but it's like a random roll. You either get more AD or you get more AP. And you also get a certain amount of Omnivamp. So that's again, very good item. Common trend, AP, AD. And then the final item in the S tier, for the early game specifically, Warmog's Armor. Tank item. Gives you more health, gives you health growth, health regen. Early game, there's not enough damage over time, there's no damage output, there's not much constant damage going out there. So your tanks can heal up, your tanks can have more health, and they're going to heal up every single time. Fantastic first item, phenomenal first item that you can build. Your tank's not gonna die. If you have a 2 cost 1 star or 1 cost 2 star, Warmogs on them, they're not gonna die. They're practically not gonna die unless your opponent has a couple 3 costs. But that's insane, like, you know. Now the A tier, these items are S tier for what they do, but they're A tier because they only have one purpose, right? So they'll only be AD or they'll only be AP. Spear Shojin. Yes, Spear Shojin. It's in the A tier. It's an S tier AP item, but as an item compared to the other ones, it's only for AP champions. But every AP champion builds it. It's arguably is the best AP item in the game right now for TFT, and it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic AP item. If you're heading towards the direction of AP and you can see yourself going towards AP, you got a tier, you got a rod, build yourself a Shojin. You will not regret it ever. Secondly, you have a Titans Dissolve. Titans Dissolve, in the current meta, Titans Dissolve is an S tier item. In general, maybe not the best, maybe not the most useful. It's a tank AD hybrid, right? In the current meta of, there's a lot of Gnaws, there's a lot of Yones, Kayns, Kai'Sas, things like that running around that. Thrive on attack speed, thrive on AD, thrive on tankiness. Titans Dissolve is a fantastic item for them in the current meta. If the meta shifts to a more backline centric, more front to back, general tank in the front, damage at the back, output like that, Titans probably won't be the most useful item. But for now, it's a fantastic item that you can build. Probably be on the lower side of the A tier for me. It'll probably be the 4th in the A tier. But it's still a very good item if you're going in the current meta. Kayn, Gnaw, these are all AD items. So you got Infinity Edge. Again, meta. We're talking pure meta at this point. Kayn, Yone, Kai'Sa, IE. Best in slot items for them. AD items, best in slot for them. And then finally, you have Bloodthirster. Once again, Kayn, Yone, Gnaw. Bloodthirster. You can even whack it on Kai'Sa if you want. 3 AD items for the current meta. S tier items in the meta, but as standalone items in the early game, and the versatility that gives you 8 tier. So these are the 10 items that you should be building every game if you want to get success. Guaranteed success. Like I told you in the beginning, I'm trying to min-max this. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you to climb. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for me to climb. So I got 3 variations to start. This is the first comp that you saw, that I showed you. And then we got a different variety. Instead of Teemo, we got Zyra. And then a final variety, if you're really struggling to find the core, you got Garen, you got Sylve, you got Riven. And then instead of Teemo or Zyra, you put Aatrox in. Aatrox gives you an extra bruiser. Zyra gives you the Story Weaver. And then you replace Riven for Jax. Jax gives you Warden to pair with Garen. You still get your Kale. And then you get your more tanky frontline with the Warden in Jax and Garen. For the first comp, right? Make it easy for you. Garen is your tank. Sylve gets your AD items. Teemo gets your AP items. Easy. Second variation. Garen still your tank. Sylve gets the AD items. Zyra gets your AP items. Now the third one, a little bit more niche. Standard procedure. Garen's your tank. Sylve is your AD. Now here's the thing. Aatrox is the only magic damage dealer in the team. So you can give your AP items to Aatrox, but I will hold out for level 5. Because in level 5, with the third comp, you add Teemo into the comp. Teemo gives you, it's practically interchangeable. Like you add Teemo, he gives you the trick shot. Yeah, in this one, you have space for a Teemo. So you add Teemo again to give you trick shot. Teemo is probably versatile and fits the best with this comp. So if you can't get him, well then tough. But if you can, fantastic. So you're going to want to add Teemo into this comp as well. And then for the first one that I showed you, you're going to look at the second one, what's different. Oh, listen, the third one. What's different from the third one? The first one, no Aatrox. Level 5 at stage 2-5. If you're winning, you add Aatrox to this comp. Right? So this will be your level 5 variation. If you're on a win streak, you do this at stage 2-5. You add an Aatrox to the first composition. If you're playing the Zyra Jax version, you add a Teemo. And if you're playing the Aatrox version, you add a Teemo. Now for the second composition I showed you, this is the standard one with the perfect synergies. The variation is if you can't find Qiyana, you replace Qiyana with Yasuo. Interchangeable. Yasuo Qiyana, interchangeable. Doesn't give you the heavenly, but it will give you a duelist, which does help. And then by the grace of God, if you look at Mortog's left testicle, if you lick his booty hole, by the grace of everything that is above, you go buy a lottery ticket Vitas for Umbro. If you manage to get a Yone and an Alune with your Yorick and Darius, you get 4 Umbro, you become unbeatable. You can cakewalk at 100 HP. To stage 3-2 where you level to 6 and transition into something. You don't have to transition, you have Yone. You play Yone, you play Alune, you play Yone, you play Heavenly Yone. You're top 4 guaranteed. This is by the grace of Mortog's will. If Mortog gives you his talent, he wants to win the game. There's nothing more to it. He wants to win the game, do this. Simple. Yone AD, Alune AP, Yorick tank. Second comp, Yorick tank, Darius AP, Yasuo AD. First comp the same. Yorick tank, Darius AP, Qiyana AD. Good luck with the second composition. Another fantastic opening composition for you to play. Now for the level 5s. When you do win your first 3 rounds and you get to stage 2-5 with 20 gold and you want to go 5, this is what you do. First composition, you're going to add Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix gives you another heavenly. For the second composition, what do you not have? You don't have heavenly at all. So guess what? You add Qiyana. Qiyana becomes backline 80k. Qiyana's in there. You got your 2 heavenly. And then this one, all you're missing, a little bit of tankiness. So look for a Shen. If you can't find a Shen, any behemoth worth. Anybody you can get, you can add yourself a Malphite. Literally, I mean, if you're getting this, you might as well get yourself an Odin and put Odin in behemoth if you're lucky. Because apparently you're just lucky. So just do that. Easy. There's your level 5s. And then for your final compositions, my personal favorites, my little tickle the tail, my little butter, my little cheesy, whatever. Garen, Jax, Kate, and Senna. My sniper Warden with a variation. Instead of Garen, you get Aatrox, gives you In Shadow and gives you Ghostly. And then for the final variation, remove all of that. You only have Senna, you only have Aatrox, you only have Jax, you add a Shen. Get you the 3 In Shadow, gets you the Ghostly as well. That's your 3 variations you can play off the comp. Now for the level 5s. In the first one, you're going to look at Aatrox. For the same thing that I said before, for the In Shadow. The In Shadow is good, it's going to give you an item. It's going to make you feel strong, make you feel good on the inside, you know what I'm saying? For the second comp, you can add yourself a Shen. Shen, again, fantastic frontline guy. Can't go wrong with the Shen. Never have gone with the Shen. You will not go wrong with the Shen. You cannot go wrong with the Shen. He's going to give you the Ghostly. That next little boost in the Ghostly, you know what I'm saying? Sets you up for a behemoth. Sort with the Shen. And the third one, you guessed it, you add Caitlyn. Because it's practically the same as the first comp. You just add Caitlyn. Get yourself the sniper. to get Senna a bit more damage. Caitlyn with the ultimate, her ability, really strong ultimate at the beginning of the game. Can maybe one-shot a backline carry if she has an item or two on her. Fantastic composition. Who's who in the zoo? Garen's your tank in the first composition. Senna's your AD carry. There's no AP carry, there's an AD only. Second composition. Aatrox is your tank. Senna's your AD carry. Third composition again. Aatrox can be your tank, but if you hold out for a Shen, you don't have any tank items, you whack it on the Shen. And then of course Senna's your AD carry. And if you have any extra low like BF swords and laying around for Caitlyn, whack it on Caitlyn. There you go. There's the 3 best comps that you can play at the beginning of the game. You should be able to play them every single game without fail, without trouble, without worrying about it again. Just come back to this as a reference. You can ask for links, I'll give guides, anything. But if you don't get any one of these 9 compositions that I showed you, you FF and you go next. Because then the game doesn't love you and you'll find yourself a new game to play, honestly.